SCP-667 Object Class Keter Special Containment Procedures. The primary sample of -1 is to be trimmed to an area of 0.5 square kilometers and maintained regularly to prevent it from expanding outside its current habitat. The perimeter of -1's habitat is to be cleared of vegetation in a 30-mile radius and fenced to prevent unauthorized access, and a region within a 3-kilometer radius of the habitat is to be designated off-limits to civilian hikers or recreationists to prevent contact with -2. Surveillance personnel are authorized to employ pesticides or fire to neutralize any instance of -2 attempting to exit the containment zone. During periods within -2 is observed to be active, maintenance personnel are to withdraw from the habitat. An individual adult mammal or an individual D-class awaiting scheduled termination is to be introduced into the habitat after being tagged with the radio tracking of GPS device. D-class personnel may be issued audio or video equipment at project manager discretion. Feeding is to continue at a rate of 1 individual per day until SCP-2 becomes inactive. Additional samples of -1 may be produced from cuttings and grown within prescribed limits in a fully contained area of O5 discretion. All attempts to capture a live sample of -2 are currently prohibited, pending development of a means to counteract its mind-affecting properties. Any -2 remains recovered are to be transferred to Site-73 for necropsy analysis and archival. Although be it very pretty to look upon with its flowers, you must keep in mind that it is a Keter class for a reason, therefore deadly, and it falls into the categories of airborne, alive, cognitohazard, compulsion, humanoid, insect, and plant, and shall be described further. Description: SCP-667 is a symbiotic pairing consisting of a colony of flowering vines of unclassified species morphologically similar to Kudzu, designated SCP-66-1, an unclassified species of flying creatures possessing insectoid and humanoid morphological qualities, designated SCP-667-2. The only known instance of SCP-667 in the world is located in a wilderness area in the southeastern United States, approximately 0 kilometers north of blank, and covered an area of blank square kilometers prior to being trimmed to its current size. Forensic analysis of skeletal remains found within SCP-667-1 indicate that it was introduced to the region shortly after the introduction of Kudzu to the United States in the late 19th century. Highly prolific, I may add. In the presence of adequate nutrition, -1 is capable of growing at a rate of considerably greater than that of the standard Kudzu plant. Samples in captivity, under ideal conditions, have been observed to grow as rapidly as 2.5 meters per day. -1 is capable of planting roots in almost any form of soil or soft organic tissue and will grow along over the surface or in the path of its growth, including trees, structures, automobiles, or animal life. -1's primary source of nutrition is derived from humans or other large mammals upon encountering a sleeping, paralyzed, or dead animal within its path of growth. -1 will rapidly grow around and through the creature, gradually consuming and metabolizing its remains to further its growth. -1's vines, flowers, and roots contain large quantities of alkaline compounds, which render it unpalatable to human beings and all other animal species. Besides -2, on which it has been tested. Mature -2 organisms are approximately 7.5 centimeters in length, with 2 large wings extending the entire length of its organism. Dissections indicate that -2's internal biology is similar to that of the insects of the family fireflies. -2's exoskeleton strongly resembles a miniaturized human being, with the organism's thorax being contained within the chest cavity and the abdomen, and bioluminescent organ concealed within the legs. Male and female -2 organisms have been recovered. Female -2 organisms reproduce by laying eggs, which hatch as larvae, burrowing into the soils beneath. -1 emerging as mature insects the following year. The current wild population of mature -2 organisms at any given time is estimated to be less than 5,000. As many as blank are believed to have existed prior to trimming. Mature -2 organisms dwell exclusively on, underneath, and around -1, and subsist by feeding on the nectar produced by -1's flowers. When -1's growth begins to slow due to the deficiencies in its food supply, swarms of several hundred of -2 organisms separate from the main colony and will travel outward until encountering any medium to large size mammal in the area. -2 swarms are almost always active only during nighttime hours and are bioluminescent, producing a highly visible green glow throughout the entire organism. All human beings directly observing an -2 swarm have described a strong hypnotic effect and a compulsion to follow the swarm, which inevitably results in the swarm leading to the mesmerized human to the edge of -1's current path of growth. Non-human mammals have similarly displayed a compulsion to follow the swarm and being oblivious to outside stimuli. Upon reaching the edge of -1, the mesmerized individual will sit or stand still and continue to observe the swarm until dying of thirst, exposure, or as the result of being engulfed by -1. At the time of trimming, skeletal remains of approximately blank, distinctly identifiable mammals, including blank humans, were recovered from the clear area. SCP-667 came to the Foundation's attention in 20 blank, following a dramatic increase of missing persons within the redacted wilderness area in the state of blank United States Forest Service. Officials identified -1 as the cause of the missing persons, and upon the loss of several personnel of -2 swarms, contacted the Foundation's liaison within the Department of Agriculture, leading to the establishment of Foundation containment over the area. At the time of discovery, -1 had become highly invasive, and its growth was projected to reach the outskirts of the city of blank within less than a decade. Approximately 90% of -1 was destroyed by incineration under pretense of a forest fire in order to reduce the colony's size to a manageable level. Examination of the region indicates that almost all of -1's growth had occurred within the past 20 years. The Foundation's current working hypothesis is that -2 was introduced to the region within that time, and that the development of a symbiotic relationship between itself and -1 allowed it to begin expanding outward to a significantly greater rate than it had previously.